P35 or P36, so we had a long way to go still. It was extremely tight and extremely competitive. You're watching my 6th quali lap now, as we still have not improved from that last time. I think we actually did the same lap again a couple of times. We were doing 54.5s consistently, which everyone was doing, and had I been a couple of thousandths faster at this point, I would have been in like P20 as opposed to P30 something. Me and Will are basically last place right now. We both need to find a couple of tenths. I had a really good first couple of sectors, so going on to the extremely long straight at Miami, I was getting time all of the way down because of Will's draft, but I kind of fuck it here, not gonna lie. I think I was on for a 54 flat or a high 53, but through this chicane section, it just nothing really hooked up. I turned in a bit late for the chicane itself, which actually ends up sending me deep out of the chicane and kind of throws me off for my exit onto the straight, losing probably around a tenth to a tenth and a half there, but that wasn't even the worst of it. The final corner, Will bails, and I don't know what went on with me. Like, I just stopped braking and completely whiffed the apex, taking an unnecessarily long line at a low speed, and ended up losing almost 2 tenths up to the line, which eventually put me at a 54.3, and that was an improvement. And it ended up putting us P13. And I am not joking, 1 tenth back and I would have been like P23 or 24. It was extremely tight. Now there are 40 cars on the grid, and at the front is Sean D. Campbell and 2 of the Kawanda cars, kind of as expected. I ended up starting in P14. Somebody put in a better lap time than me, and P14 is still pretty good. The top 15 finishers get points, so we're starting in the points, which was nice. We do have a couple of teammates directly ahead of us, though. Those are fiercely forward drivers, so I thought that could be an interesting scenario once the race starts, and see how the teammates would play defensively together. Not too far behind us, Will is starting in P28, and his qualifying time was only a tenth and a half slower than mine. Huge achievement still to be starting 28 with no draft. We will return the favor to Will in upcoming races. Stay tuned for those. Now, I had no idea what to expect from this. I missed the first race. I was pretty freaking nervous about just killing people. I really wanted to just not be that guy that kills people. And we had some huge names ahead of us. Ross O'Connor, who at the time was actually driving for Fiercely Forward as well. And then Michael Janney, who didn't get a good qualifying lap for whatever reason, the third of the Kawanda drivers. Now, there were butterflies in my stomach. This was the calm before the storm. And little did I know that shit would kick off before the storm actually started. Car number 4 here, I don't know what happened. But this guy just, in the spirit of Porsche Cup carnage, before the race has started, this poor guy is backwards before the line, and from the smoke emerges William. Somehow, I swear, Will is always in the right place at the right time to see the just most absurd things. He survived just fine. Rip to those poor drivers who didn't, but I had no idea what was going on, and I couldn't be concerned with that because the green flag was about to fly. You know the feeling. Heart is racing. Try not to kill anyone. It was a good start, and everything just goes to the wind when you get a good start like this. You just fling it up the inside, and somehow, we have made this work without making contact with a single car. Now, obviously, I relied on space being given graciously by car number 33, specifically, that Falcon car. At one point, we were 5 wide into turn 1. The rolling start in this car is just absolute madness, and I completely lucked out with this one. Ended up climbing 8 positions through that one corner. Hard to imagine a better turn 1 scenario than that. We did very well. We escaped all of the mayhem, which was absolutely popping the fuck off behind us. And of course, William C. Rasmussen is in the middle of it. And we're going to dissect this a little bit. We're going to show his race start and just his perspective, because I think he actually did have the best turn one of all time. He's starting in P28, okay? He's got a good launch here. It's hard to tell exactly how the Mayhem gets started, but he manages it perfectly. There's already cars who are damaged, but once the smoke pops off, Will peels to the outside, slows down just in time to avoid a car flinging across what would have been his hood. The reaction times, the decision making, everything from Will here was absolutely perfect, without touching a single car either. No contact. Beautifully done, maintained speed all of the way through without impeding anyone else either, and gained a position across, well, technically off the track there, but fucking survived. And one more time, I'm going to bring it back to the race start to show you guys how that happened. Car number 10, he started a few cars behind us looking to go around the outside, and this man takes the perpendicular re-entry to the track, eliminating multiple drivers from round 2. Porsche Esports Carrera Cup North America. Moments later, we're watching the leaders fly into, I think this is turn 4 for the first time. We are just a few cars behind them, but they're 3 wide ahead. Parker White, Williams driver, into the back of car number 21, gets kind of sent wide there, and we are being tailed by Michael Janney while simultaneously trying to attack these cars ahead. Poor judgment call by me to try and attack car number 12 on the inside because it totally kills my run down the straight. However, I kind of thought that if I tried to follow him wide, Michael Janney would just go down the inside and then we would be side by side, but that might have been a better situation for me, to be honest, because now I am down on speed. Janney does end up lifting though, but that kind of scares me because I thought he was going to try and clear himself and then go to the inside, so I lifted as well and try and maintain the inside. However, I end up running into the back of car number 12, who runs into car number 21, and Janney sweeps around the outside, which puts him on the inside for the long right-hander, and Parker White is behind him. He's going to try and follow him through. I'm just trying to maintain this position against Parker now, side by side into the chicane, and I've left too much space between myself and Parker White, which puts me at a horrible angle to enter from. As Parker's coming across, I take contact on my front right, and there's nothing he could have done there. I really should have been closer to him on entry, or wider on entry, basically. So I take contact, save the car, lose another position, and now I'm side by side, just bleeding positions, trying to maintain this one. He has a better run, he has the slipstream, and he has the side draft from me, and right as he is about to sneak ahead,
full course yellow, leader please slow to 100 kph 62 mph.
I got saved by the safety car that was called right as I was about to fall down into P10, currently sitting at P9, and I think that was a delayed call on the safety car from the turn 1 accident. Now, I briefly want to look back at what happened to Will behind us before that safety car was called. So this was into that hairpin at the back of that long straight, and Will took a really, really bad contact on the rear quarter, which would end up sending him down basically back to where he started around P28. So the safety car in a way helped him, but he's still at the very back of the safety car line, just a few cars behind him. Now, lap 3, we were prepping to go green. We had been pacing for 2 laps, and this was the one. Green flag flies. We are underway with lap number 4. It's a single file restart, so thank God I'm not under too much fire and I'm able to defend the inside. I try and make a really ballsy move here, and that was just a dumb decision. Like, Parker does very well to avoid. There was contact in front and behind, and I mean there's a lot happening behind, and it kind of looks like it was my fault. However, if we take a look back at it again, and from car number 10's perspective, which just happens to be the car that caused that first accident, he got a really, really bad race restart, loses a position, looks to brake really late on the inside. Him and car number 6 both go flying into the back of car 89, who is backwards across the track, and I am not even going to try to describe this. No safety car was called for that. No safety car was called. I guess every...
Much damage on the back. assassinate after assassinate, like Ranger pounding from afar. And Leffa trying to equalize a little bit on the silver, takes down the Graves. The urn back in favor of FPS Lounge. Melee Creeps may have to back out now, but Ranger got some damage done in the middle of the fight. Urn, though, turned in by FPS Lounge, and, you know, for Melee Creeps, a bit of a disappointment.
Dude, the new urn fights are just so insane. It just really does commit you into so much more than the previous urn fights, with how invested everybody gets into it and the position of it and everything. And I gotta say, one thing I noticed on Snakes, early, he got a cold front pretty early on CP, and I do wonder with the change to Arctic Blast how that got buffed. I wonder if he's gonna get an early Arctic Blast on Billy. That could be maybe a new thing that we could see.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny you mentioned Arctic Blast too. That's an item that got dramatically better as we go for a pause. Internet spiking. Wait, cold front not working.
Oh wow! Like that's a caster cuss, perhaps. I don't know.
Okay, they're saying ready, so it's a quick one. No one has DC'd. We don't have Ido driving to his brother's house. That, you know, by our standards, yeah, that's a quick pause. That's a, you know, EU standard pause, if anything.
Yeah, and Ido does have the Headhunter as well, which is usually part of those gun builds. Mystic Expansion making an appearance. This is all looking pretty normal, I guess, for what we were to expect. I think Recharging Rush should be coming in soon as well, if it's to stay, you know, kind of somewhat regular. Item's still very good. Get the extra grapple, so you can like just stay but like just in the air like just forever, and you also get the extra stamina as well when it's level 3, I believe. Oh my god, getting caught by a Billy here is not good. There's the chain gang as well. ZP, this is not what I wanted.
Ido perhaps caught napping here for a second. Doesn't have much in the walk-in either here as Ido just get hit from all ends. Swarm for a quick pick from FPS Lounge. The rest of this now going directly on the walker. It's gonna be Saya against the world here on the right. Backup seems to be pretty far away here too, Dan, looking at the map. There's no shocking reanimation either. It just gets run down by Snakes.
Yeah, this is a crazy powerful position for FPS Lounge, chasing down. Oh, another pause. Chasing Fishcake down. Okay, I've got a mouse out.
Okay, can we get a PSA for players? Charge your peripherals. Like, mouse died, headset died.
I do always wonder about that because that happens so rarely for me, and I'm not playing in a tournament. Like if I was playing in a tournament, when I have played in tournaments, I just everything is I don't know, ZP. What can we really make of this?
I mean, oh wait. Can we zoom in on